What's going on, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Hit the like, sub, comment, notifications. You know the deal. You know the drill. Now, Ryan Garcia has came out and basically stated that Canelo has talked him through the mental health issues that he's been struggling with. Now, for those of y'all that don't know what Ryan Garcia has been going through, um, when he lost the fight to Josh Campbell, it really like got to him mentally, to the point where he wanted to take himself out, to where he wanted to exit this life, or of course, commit suicide. And through the help of Canelo and talking to him and his motivating words, Ryan Garcia has bounced back and basically stated that he wants to get back into the fight game. Uh, he's not going to sit. He's not going to just sit around and let his talents go to waste, which is what Canelo had to say. He said basically that he was wasting his talent and doesn't see him 100% dedicated to boxing. You know what I'm saying? And he basically said, "quote Look, Ryan has an eye of talent, but to me, in my eyes, he's wasting a lot of time and wasting his talent." Canelo had said. He continued. He said, "I look at him and I don't see him 100% dedicated, and to us, that's a bad signal." Um, Now, yo, I think that for the most part, um, I think that for the most part, man, we have to look at uh, Ryan Garcia and we have to say that he's a lot of people would say that he brought it on himself. Okay, now a lot of people were critical of him because of the fights that he pulled out of, because he pulled out of two fights in this year. Uh, and that was after the victory against um, Luke Campbell. And I do apologize. It was Luke Campbell, and matter of fact, he didn't lose. That's the knockout in which he knocked out Luke Campbell. So I apologize about that. But the thing about it is that he's been a butt of a lot of criticism, and the main criticism that he's taken is that he says all this stuff on social media, and it's sad. Some people actually look at Ryan Garcia as an as a as a YouTube boxer, and they try to put him in the same sentence as a Jake Paul, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, have I been critical of Ryan Garcia? Yeah, I have. I've been critical of him because I'm just like, okay, I know this is the social media age, and branding yourself and promoting yourself. I'm all for that and everything. But if you're gonna brand yourself, if you're gonna promote yourself, if you're gonna talk, then you need to get in the ring and back that up, such as what Floyd used to do, such as going all the way back into the days when Muhammad Ali used to do. And even with, I know a lot of people might disagree with me, but he wasn't as successful. But as far as promoting himself and then getting in the ring, Adrian Broner, you know what I'm saying? And that's to a lesser degree. But clearly, Ryan Garcia's upside is way, way, way more better than Adrian Broner. Now, mental health, man, is not nothing to play with. And he actually came out on record and stated that, hey, he cited mental health issues that he was going through, and this was after that Luke Campbell fight. You know, now I'm just glad that he's bouncing back. You know what I'm saying, and ready to get back into the ring because he's came out on record and he said that he wants to rededicate himself to the sport. Um, you know, a lot of people don't understand how vicious, you know, boxing is in terms of the exhaustion and the blood, sweat, and tears, both physically and mentally, that you have to put into the sport. Yet alone putting up with, the naysayers and the criticism, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It's not a sport where you could just get into and then all of a sudden think it's gonna be grand once you get one or two victories. No, it don't work like that. And I think for Ryan Garcia, it's a great thing that he's coming back and he's trying to do everything that he can to restore himself. You know what I'm saying? Me myself personally, I don't want him just fighting up against no namers. Now, when we talk about 147, 140 and below, you know, he needs if he can fight these three people, you know what I'm saying? And this is just my personal opinion. This will He'll be taken a lot more seriously. Now, he's already been seen. I know there's a lot of people that like him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not the biggest Ryan Garcia uh, a fan in the world, but I will say this though: he's got a lot of heart, and he he wants the smoke. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for the smoke, then when the fire is there, then you can't run from that. But these are the people that I would I would be interested in seeing him fight. Okay, I would like, of course, everybody wants to see him and Gervonta Davis. Now, if you're gonna get on, on there with Mike Tyson and call him out and say all this other stuff, then people are gonna hold you to that. Even with you going through all the trials and tribulations that you're going through right now, people don't care about that. This is a vicious society, and they don't care if you're going through mental health issues. They don't care what you're struggling with. They don't care what you got going on in your personal life, as far as the baby moms and all that other stuff. They don't care about nothing. They want to see if you're going to step up in that ring, and if you're going to back up all the trash that you have been talking before all that stuff had went down. People are still holding you to that. And then people aren't going to really take you seriously if you don't do it. If he steps up in there with like I said, he either got to step up in there with the Gervonta Davis. He got to step up in there with a Isaac Cruz, Pitbull, one of my personal favorites. I like Tank too. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I like Tank, but I still want to see more from Tank. I know some people are like, "What? How could you say that?" But want to see more from Tank, and he got to step in there with Haney. You know what I'm saying? In order for him to truly be taken seriously, because right now, yeah, some people that they might be, they might see him as okay, yeah, you you fought Luke Campbell and everything, but where are the big names? Where are the big fish that you're fighting? And that's what I would like to see him do. Even if he has to jump up in the ocean now, I don't know how they would work things out on a financial level, how that's concerned. But he needs to be picking the brain of guys that are around him. Pick that brain of Canelo like you've been doing. You see you back into the gym. You see you back in there working. You see you back in there pretty much um, continuing where you were left off. And that's what because as much as people hate him, Ryan Garcia wanted to see him fail and were being real cruel, because I don't wish mental health issues on nobody. No matter how I feel about you as an athlete, even with Ben Simmons, I would hope that he's not playing around with that, in terms of the basketball star or basketball player Ben Simmons, with him going through mental health. I would hope that you're not playing around with anything like that, because that's something that people have lost their lives behind. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, in the case of Ryan Garcia with the suicide thought, or, doing something else that ended up to a detriment, bringing their life to a close. But in order for him to truly be taken seriously, he's gonna have to get in there with one of those guys and jump back in the ocean. You have a guy like Canelo jumping back in the ocean, regardless of what you want to say. Canelo is not stopping. Because Canelo's got a good 7 years, 6 to 7 years or whatever to build upon his legacy. You think he's stopping? No. And that's what I would like Ryan Garcia to do. But it comes with age. He's still young. You know what I'm saying? He's still, learning. People got to look at, okay, where were you at when you were 21, or when you were 20, 19, and stuff like that? Your mind wasn't fully developed. And then there's some people that be like, well, I wasn't that mature or that immature when I was young, or something like that. Okay, well, kudos to you, but everybody got to go through their growing pains. Everybody got to go through something in order for them to grow. Unfortunately, but in this case, it's a learning experience. I thank God that he didn't take himself out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what we want. I mean, any athlete, regardless of how you feel about them, that's not what we want. But what you do want is to take all of that pain that you have, all of that anger, all of that criticism that you've received from various people, and channel that energy. That's what he needs to do, you know. And there's a lot of people that see greatness in a guy like Ryan Garcia, regardless of how much trash he talks, regardless of uh, some of the controversial things that might have taken place. There are still people that are still cheering for him and rooting him on. Because you got to think about it. Ryan Garcia is he's in a category where there's a lot of young people that are looking at him. So you got to think about it. There's fans, and on top of that, he's a social media quote unquote darling per se. He runs the social media world, and you love it or hate it or whatever. He's what's popping right now. But the real people, or the real boxing fans, I should say, they really want to see him up against somebody to really so where he can start solidifying himself as an A level fighter. But I mean, for right now, what I'm saying, people not really taking him seriously. But hey, it's a step in the right direction. I'm interested to see what's going to take place. Uh, after his training, I would like him to get in there with somebody, You know, I want him to fight someone of a caliber like a Isaac Cruz or like a Devin Haney or like a Tank. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see him in there, but you know, until then, right now, he's just got to get back to work and let's cut out all the foolishness. But what is not foolishness is mental health. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad that he addressed that situation first. So, y'all let me know what you think, man. Leave your comments and like this video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. Until then, man, it's Polar Sports Talk and Entertainment. I'll get at you later.